It's been a while since I read Western comic books. I honestly don't remember the last time I did. Recently, DC dropped a line of comics under the Absolute Universe. For those who don't know, the angle of the Absolute line is essentially taking these iconic characters, removing a fundamental aspect of them, and see if that changes their values and who they are as a hero. For example, Batman isn't rich. He works as an engineer and a construction worker. Superman didn't grow up on a farm, and Wonder Woman was raised in hell instead of Themyscira. And my lord, just look at her. Put a Buster Sword on anyone and I'm in. Choya Boyo made a video pitching an absolute Green Arrow, and it was a really good video. Honestly, check them out if you guys haven't. It's one of my favorite channels on YouTube. And with the algorithm being the way it is, I ran into many other pitching videos. Pitching Absolute Red Hood, Absolute Spider-Man, hell, even Absolute Ben 10, which was awesome. So it got me thinking about a series I love, and I want to bring this trend into the manga world. This is my pitch for Absolute Deku. If you're new here, my name is Yuno, and now you know. If you enjoyed this video at any point, leaving a like will be appreciated. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe to the video and hit that bell notification for more. Also, if you guys had to make an absolute character from a manga, which would it be and why? Let me know down below. Now on to the video. There were many ideas I had for making an Absolute Deku, but I think the one that will affect them the most is no All Might. All Might is the symbol of hope and heroism in Deku's life, embodying everything that Deku admires about being a hero: strength, selflessness, and an unwavering commitment to protect others. For Deku, All Might is more than just a hero. He's a source of inspiration that pushes him to believe in a brighter, safer world where anyone can be saved. All Might's personal mentorship gives Deku something even deeper: acceptance and validation. By choosing Deku as his successor, All Might shows that he believes in him, recognizing Deku's determination and willingness to protect others even at the cost of himself. This choice not only empowers Deku, but provides him with a sense of belonging in a world that had previously dismissed him due to his dreams and lack of a quirk. Now let's go over the origins of how he got his powers. Deku received his power one for all from All Might. Initially, Deku is a quirkless middle schooler and is told by everyone around him, including his idol All Might, that he cannot be a hero without a quirk. However, when Deku courageously threw himself into danger to save a childhood friend Bakugo from a villain, All Might sees the true hero within him. Deeply moved by Deku's selflessness, All Might decides that Deku is worthy of inheriting his power, one for all, a unique quirk that can be passed down and grow stronger with each successor. All Might then begins training Deku intensively to prepare his body to wield the power of One for All. Deku receives the quirk by ingesting the strand of All Might's hair, which allows the quirk to transfer to him. This gift not only gives Deku incredible strength, but it also sets him on the path of becoming All Might's successor, paving the way for him to chase his dreams and becoming a hero who can save others with a smile, just like All Might. Now, what would I change in the Absolute line? Well, in Chapter 1, the events will pretty much be the same as it happened in Chapter 1. Instead of being attacked while he's under the passageway, he will hear a noise from the sword. He'll walk back and notice that someone is calling out for help. As he opens up the sword, he sees a child in there, scared. He climbs down to help the child and brings them back up. This will show off a bit of determination for Deku to save anyone no matter what his circumstances is. As Deku tries to climb back up the ladder will break, and he will fall and he is stuck in the sword. He'll ask the child to run and find a hero to save him, and the child runs to get him. However, in the darkness, he will see the sludge monster that attacked him in Chapter 1, and Deku will then run away. Deku will then lure the sludge monster into a trap, ultimately defeating him. However, Deku will hear more noise and feel rumblings around the sword. As he heads towards that location hoping there's a way out, he'll see All Might fighting the Nomu from USJ. While Deku is watching them, Deku is amazed, seeing that his #1 hero is in the fight. But while starstruck, Deku will fall into the middle of the fight. Being scared, All Might will come and save him, taking major damage from the Nomu. That hit will send All Might limping a bit, and he'll tell Deku to get out of here and run. The fight will continue with the Nomu, but we'll see All Might on the losing side. While the Nomu is about to give one last hit to All Might, Deku will run over with a pipe, smacking the Nomu. Although it will do no damage, this was just enough for All Might to get back up and send an onslaught of punches to the Nomu, defeating it. However, this will not go in his favor. All Might will hit the ground breathing heavily. As Deku checks on him, All Might will jokingly ask if he has a healing quirk. Deku responds, "No, I'm quirkless." Then he will see the amount of blood coming from All Might, and tells him he's going to go find help. All Might stops him because there won't be enough time for him to get out there and find a hero. He'll tell him he used to be like him, quirkless. And All Might will think about the time that he tried to take out villains with a pipe, just like Deku did. Deku is just in disbelief about this. His favorite hero being quirkless? Then what is this power that he has? All Might will tell him that a danger will be coming soon, and the power that he has is the only one that can stop it. All Might will take a piece of his hair and give it to him, telling him about the Quirk of One for All. Letting him know this is a very powerful quirk, yet a dangerous quirk if he doesn't build up his body enough. He implores Deku to train and keep on training, that way he is able to handle the quirk. Deku accepts. The last thing All Might will say is that it's your turn to stand up and face the world and tell them, I am here. All Might will then slowly die. Deku will cry holding the body until the heroes finally come and save them. Now I'm not gonna lie, this was heavy inspiration of the beginning of the Spider-Verse movie. But with an introduction like this, I think the series will tackle key things that I think will be important to Deku's character. Without All Might to guide him, Deku will have to learn by trial and error. Without the nurturing mentor that taught him how to temper his power, Deku must discover now how to control One for All alone. His understanding of heroism, responsibility, and sacrifice comes not from admiration, but from a traumatic front row experience of what it means to put others before yourself. Having witnessed the harshness of the hero world from the beginning, Deku will adopt a fierce resolve. This version of Deku will still want to save people with a smile, but he will also take on the mantle to honor All Might's sacrifice to ensure that no one else has to go through the same horror. He will push himself relentlessly, often to dangerous extremes, viewing every victory as a small piece of repayment for the life that he now holds in his hand. Deku will have to seek out answers on his own, perhaps uncovering the grim truths about the nature of heroes and villains more quickly. When All Might retired to the main series, the crime went up by 3%, but I can see the crime going up even more knowing that he's dead. While I can see a power struggle of villainy going on, All for One will still be at the top of everything, as he's grooming Shigaraki to be next in line. One change I will have in here is that All for One will not know that Deku has One for All. He will just believe the quirk died along with All Might. This will give Deku a great amount of time to train and learn about his quirk without worrying about being hunted down immediately. The war will be a lot more dangerous as well. I can see heroes quitting and retiring because of the pressure. Even some students that we meet drop out of the hero course because of it. Deku will probably have to turn to other people for mentors, like Gran Torino, Lemillion, maybe even Miracles, to where he could develop his shoe style in a more refined way. But their training styles lacked All Might's warmth, making Deku a little bit more hardened and pragmatic. The ideals he once admired will softly shift, having a more mission-oriented mindset, the same one he had during the Villain Hunt arc. When it comes to school, I truly believe that Deku's friend group should be Ida and Uraraka. Characters like Bakugo I could see resenting Deku and blaming him for the death of All Might, saying, if you had a strong quirk this whole time, why wouldn't you help him? To the eventual confession of the quirk to Bakugo, this could push him to new levels of rage, resenting him, viewing Deku as someone who stole the legacy of his idol. Bakugo condemning Deku for All Might's death and pushing him even harder to prove that he was a worthier candidate from the beginning. Their rivalry would drive both of them to extremes, forming the core of Deku's high-stakes growth in the early parts of the story. Todoroki I could see being against Deku until a point. With All Might gone, Endeavor will push Shoto even harder to become number one, making Shoto resent him even more. Ida and Uraraka I believe will keep Deku grounded and be a positive influence on him. I also like to explore the meaning of the symbol of peace. The symbol of peace held a lot of positivity, however, I think it would be good to explore the negatives that they had. Placing the symbol of peace on the shoulders of one person has done more damage than we actually like to admit in the series. Because of it, people like Stain exist, someone who kills heroes if they don't live up to that standard. People like Shigaraki, someone who wasn't saved as a child and wants to show the world even more despair by killing him off. And people like Endeavor, someone who will stop at nothing, even hurting his family, just to say they are number one. I want Deku to learn early that this title shouldn't be on one person, but to heroes altogether, showing that maybe the way his hero went about things weren't the best way to do it. As Deku grows, All Might influence becomes a guiding force that fuels his choices. Every challenge that Deku faced reminds him of All Might's legacy, and the duty that he has to carry on forward. Though All Might is no longer here, Deku continues to carry his spirit, knowing that he must protect people as All Might once did. In doing so, Deku strives to embody his mentor's ideals and discovers his own unique strength, resolve, and path, learning to stand tall as a hero in his own right. In every battle and moment of doubt, All Might's influence will echo in Deku's mind, driving him to be the kind of hero the world needs. All Might is far more than just a role model to Deku. He's an anchor that grounds and shapes Deku's entire heroic journey. From the moment they meet, All Might becomes the idea of what it means to be a true hero. inspiration to stand up to others, to believe in itself, and to pursue dreams no matter how impossible they seem. This isn't just about power and skill. His influence helps Deku build resilience, compassion, and a deep-rooted commitment to save people with a smile, just as he does. But now, I'm turning it over to you guys. If you had to make an absolute variant of an anime character, who would it be and why? Thank you so much for joining me in this video. It was a lot of fun to make. And if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments section below if you want me to make a sequel of this. Until next time, you know where to find you.